Like, I know their faces, but I'm terrible with names.
We ain't never got to worry about a death note falling into your hands.
Straight up.
Do you think we should apply that to the NBA and the WNBA too?
They're both playing the same sport. Women are equal to men, so I don't see why not.
Guys don't know what to say right now. They're terrified. They're terrified of getting canceled. Hell, I'm low-key a little bit afraid of getting canceled here, even though I've made my message very clear. This isn't about gender. But things are so dicey right now that guys are terrified to talk about this kind of stuff. All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So I wanted to check out this Commissioner Dynamo video. This one's probably going to be a little dicey, but I do have some stuff to say about this, so I wanted to check this out. This is called WNBA is a Ponzi scheme. I'm kidding, or am I? Now, I've always had a kind of a different view on this, but to me, it's really, really basic and really, really simple. Okay, this goes way beyond like a gender pay gap or anything like that, because I know that's what the narrative wants us to like premise this as, but that's not what's going on here between the WNBA and the NBA. Here's what's going on a business sense. The NBA is making a lot of money. Therefore, they're able to pay their players a lot of money. The WNBA not only is not making any money, they have lost money every single year since its inception. So it's a not profitable business. They're losing money every year. So when I hear the players of the WNBA say they want the same pay as the NBA players, this isn't about gender. This is about business. The WNBA is not making money. So how can they pay you more when they're not making any profit? The money's coming from the NBA itself. It's almost like a charity program at this point. And once again, I'm not bashing women's sports. No, this is just business. There's not enough viewers. There's not enough people, at the games. Not enough people buying jerseys and all the crap that makes a sports team money, or a sports organization money. It's not happening. Therefore, how can you ask for more money, or you want the same pay as the NBA players, yet your business is not profitable? That's like opening up a new burger chain and saying it's not fair that we're not making as much as McDonald's. No, because you're not McDonald's. Anyways, everyone, I just wanted to preface that, because outside of that, I'm just gonna chime in with my thoughts. But that's overall that's my view, and it's very simple, because WNBA or sports is a business. You're not making money, you can't ask for more money. It's just how it is. So that's how I feel about it. Everyone gets into the whole gender thing, and to me, it's not about gender. It's about revenue. But that's just the business mind in me. It's about revenue. If the WNBA was making a ton of profit, they would all make a lot more money. That's just how this works, but they're not. So anyways, everyone, as always, I'm going to link this video down below in the description for you all. So you can go check out Commissioner Dynamo's channel. I highly recommend it. Everyone, please leave this video a like. Let's get into this.
What more would you want to see from women's sports?
Us getting paid our worth.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're doing exactly what LeBron is doing, so.
Thank you.
It's not even about that. It's not even about stats. Once again, I'll go back to the burger flipping guy, or I've got a burger company. I'm doing the exact same work as McDonald's. I ain't getting paid. I'm not, we're not making nearly as much as them. Why? Life isn't fair, man. You got to build your business up, make your business profitable.
Come back. Come back. Come back.
Oh, no.
Both myself and LaBarbie are flabbergasted.
They ain't got the money for us just yet.
Is that real?
Both my...
Is that real? Holy shit. A LeBron Barbie?
Myself and LaBarbie are flabbergasted.
LaBarbie.
They ain't got the money for us just yet, but it's coming.
What y'all about to do, rob a bank?
I gotta get in the meetings, because I'm hearing they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out.
Bye.
Also, you want to make less money? That's how you make less money.
The WNBA is a Ponzi scheme from hell. This anti-sport is the brainchild of the Dark Lord Cthulhu, as transcribed from the Holy Bible. When one of Cthulhu's DraftKings parlays went sour, he became enraged. He then destroyed the sport that insulted his majesty. What that sport was, we'll never know. All that remains is a black hole. A black hole with a no-profit clause.
There it is, everyone. That's what I was trying to talk about. So this is the 2024 season, which is probably their best season since maybe the 90s, profit-wise. Well, I mean, revenue-wise. And they still lost $40 million. You know? So, and that's with two big rookies that came in, with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They brought in the best numbers that WNBA has seen, I think, ever. And they still lost $40 million. So once again, it's almost like a charity situation where they're paying these players money that doesn't exist because they're just taking it in from the NBA.
Is the WNBA, and it bears many symptoms of a classic Ponzi scheme. Frequent deposits by investors with little to no legitimate business operations and little or no business profits or earnings. A diabolical pyramid scheme where no one makes any money. A malevolent triangle, if you will. Bermuda could never.
The story will continue in a moment.
I'd say it's a money laundering situation, but they're not posting any profits, so they can't.
I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions on podcasts. I know why you're feeling angrier than ever. Caitlin Clark. You see, Caitlin Clark has shown the world your true colors, unfortunately.
When we watching women's basketball, it's not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person.
It's not just because of you either. It's not just about one person. That's straight up jealousy. 4 games in, Caitlin Clark already breaking viewership. Yeah. So like I said, like they were breaking viewership records. They still lost $40 million.
About all that.
For us to get, like, just constantly shit on, like, you can't even acknowledge the growth and how amazing the WNBA is doing because shit like this happens.
Ask me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it.
No, that's so embarrassing. This whole thing was so embarrassing. How is that the case? In that case, LeBron James never passed Jordan's points record because he took more time to do it. This is the stupidest way of thinking I've ever heard of. You have to do it in the same amount of time. If you don't do it in the same amount of time, it doesn't count as you breaking a record. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years. Well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record.
Stop it. I've never seen the style of what she plays.
I mean,
I've never seen a female play like that.
I've had games
like that.
I've had games in college and pro, 6, 7, 8 threes made.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
The amount of jealousy around her. I love this movie, by the way. Men at Work. Classic. I love it.
Reality is...
the amount of jealousy that's around Caitlin Clark is embarrassing. If they want to make more money, then embrace the star. Embrace her. Hoist her up so everyone can see her right now because she's the one getting the most positive attention. And get more eyes on the damn WNBA so you can make more money.
Coming.
Okay.
You know, there's levels to this thing. You know, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. There is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie.
Oh, and I saw her in the All-Star team bust the Team USA team in their All-Star game. And, they left Caitlin Clark off the USA basketball team. And her and those other young rookies whooped the hell out of Team USA. So, yeah. Taurasi, I like you, but you were dead wrong. She adjusted just fine to the WNBA.
And, you know, it might take a little bit longer for some people. I mean, she conserves a lot of her energy.
Right.
Rightly so.
Right.
Where in the WNBA, you don't get to do that.
No, you're not playing 40 minutes in the WNBA.
It's just as important that having the ball in your hands the whole game.
And one.
Oh, no.
No. Please don't tell me you got hurt. No, come on. She's fine. Walk it off.
Kate.
Let me reiterate what I've said here, but in a far more condensed manner. Because whenever I see a WNBA player complaining about not getting paid their due or their worth on a show, podcast, what have you, nobody ever challenges them on that assertion because they are afraid of being labeled misogynist.
And I hate that. That's why it drives me crazy. They're talking about money. So in order to make money, you need to generate revenue. This is every business that's ever existed. If they were talking about like, oh, I really wish we had more viewers. You know, what are some things that we can do to like improve our product? That way we get more viewership. I'd be all about these conversations. Very supportive, because it's like, okay, you're trying to build your business. I appreciate that. But when you're just doing your thing and you're saying, I want more money, I want the money that those people are making without putting into work, you know, 70s, 80s, 60s, NBA wasn't making big money at all. You needed big time stars, Bird, Magic, Jordan. These are the guys who came in and made the league great. So stop complaining about the money. Make the league great. Make it something we all can't stop watching and we all want to support. And guess what? The money is going to flow like crazy.
And after having my original channel laid siege by Taylor Swift fans, Nicki Minaj fans, Lil Nas X fans, I've built up a tolerance after all these years. An athlete you may be, but your function in this world falls under entertainment.
Yep.
What's the primary objective of an entertainer? To entertain. To bring joy to the masses. To put butts in seats.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a new, like you just form a band and you've got a new band and you're going out on tour. And after the first couple of weeks, you're like, this sucks. We're barely making any money. It's wrong that Taylor Swift can make all this money on a tour, but I can't make any money on tour. That's just wrong, right? I'm going to stop showing up to these shows unless I make Taylor Swift money the next show. How stupid would this sound? Take all the gender stuff out of it, and how dumb does this statement sound?
You haven't been able to accomplish that since your inception.
The players just want to be treated and paid like the international celebrities that many of them now are.
Here's what you do.
Then you get promotions. You get commercials. You promote your own platform, you know? You become your own company. If you are that globally famous and popular, then you can make money outside of the NBA based off of that fame. But you can't expect it to happen in the actual NBA. Michael Jordan wasn't getting paid that much in the NBA, you guys. You know, to us, it's a lot. But compared to what the numbers that they're seeing now, no, Jordan had to get creative. He was a celebrity. He was a star. So he promoted himself. He did a bunch of commercials, you know. Bunch of commercials, came out with his own brand, created a company. This is what you do to make money. You don't sit around and complain about it expecting it to just fall in your lap.
Take Ben Simmons' career earnings and give it to the WNBA. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not worth it. He got $200 million to cosplay as an NBA player.
I agree with that.
You can pay every WNBA player triple what they're getting paid now with this man's salary.
What would you want to see for women's sports?
Us getting paid our worth.
Krishan, you ain't in the league. Putting up triple-double lumps on Blueface don't count. Though I'm pretty sure Krishan is making more money than Angel Reese, which in and of itself is blasphemous because Krishan should not be famous. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be famous.
Are these asks in line with the reality of the money that the WNBA has at its disposal right now?
Well, I mean, you led with it, right? The league, again, it's so much different. When you have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese transforming viewership and sales.
Can you answer the question?
You lost $40 million. Also, how hilarious is this? That the gender, this is how scared men are right now to talk about this stuff, because you have a woman bringing up the obvious here. Well, are they generating enough money in order to pay the women that much money in the WNBA? Solid question. Good job. And now you have a man who we don't know what to say on this stuff, so we tend to stay quiet. But it's gotten kind of crazy. We stay out of it. We don't know, but when we're asked these questions, it's really uncomfortable to have to speak on it. So what does he do? he doesn't know what to say. So he's just going to say what he thinks that a woman wants to hear, which is, oh, it's not right. They should make that money, you know? It's gotten so screwed up. So this whole thing is now gender reversed. The woman is pointing out the obvious about the revenue, while the dude here is just going to simp for women. Like, that's all he's going to do.
Led with it, right? The league, again, it's so much different when you have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese transforming viewership and sales.
Where's the money? Talk about the money. She asked if there's enough money to pay the players that much. And you're talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Money doesn't just fall out of the sky. Okay, I'm getting... Holy shit. Man, I didn't think I had so much to say about this. Let's keep going.
Can you answer the question?
Right?
The answer is no, it's not in line with reality, because despite the WNBA generating $200 million this past season, they are still in the red.
Yep.
You are a 30-year-old baby. You're near completely helpless. You can't go wee-wee or boo-boo on your own. You can't eat on your own. You need somebody to chew it and spit it in your mouth like a bird. You can't even crawl. When you crawl backwards. But you just learned how to talk. And your first words were, more money.
More money.
Honey, why are you so upset with me? I pay all your bills. I gave you my car. I gave you my 401k. I even tell my friends and family how great of a girlfriend you are while you stab me underneath the table with a knife and fork.
What more do you want from me? I want your soul.
And you know, that reminds me. The fact that these are women playing basketball has nothing to do with the lack of interest. Right now in the WWE, the women's roster is the best it's ever been.
Interesting.
These are some of the most talented, charismatic women I've ever seen in a company's history. Look at that. How'd she do that? How'd she do that? Right here, she was like, I'm never lacking. And she's not done. Look at her. Yeah.
Hey, man, not bad.
I put a pop out. I
Bang.
don't pop out. I got the cops out. I got Glocks out. That was Tiffany Stratton. And this is Bianca Belair. Look at, oh my God. Oh my God. And then you see her in that referee outfit. Tee me up. Eject me from the game. And you got Liv. Oh my God. Oh, I hate Dominic. This man threw a diamond in a creek in Rhea and tripped and fell on another one.
It should have been me,
Yu-Gi-Oh?
not him. It's not fair.
And why did I
Holy
make the
shit.
illusion?
I haven't thought of Yu-Gi-Oh in so long.
Because half of your job as a wrestler is to make people care about you.
Yeah,
Whether
entertain.
they love to hate you or love to love
Yep.
you. And all
Yep.
of
You got to be a hero or a villain. I lived long enough to see Hulk Hogan go from hero to villain.
these women did that. They could have very easily had complained about them not getting as much appeal and prestige as a Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes, John Cena, any of the great Stone Cold, The Rock. No, they went out there and created buzz for themselves. They forced people to know their names. Caitlin Clark does this and she gets flamed for it by people who should share a vested interest in her being better,
exactly,
garnering more and more attention.
The biggest thing that's working against the WNBA right now, instead of promoting the stars that they have, they're eating each other alive. They're turning on each other out of straight up jealousy. So if you can get rid of that jealousy that's going on from player to player in the WNBA and have them all stand together, think like back in the day when Magic and Larry Bird did a commercial together to sell shoes. They did it for the bottom line. You know, they hated each other at that time. They became friends like later on, but at that time they hated each other. But they were willing to go do a commercial together and promote the product, which was the shoe and the NBA. You know, you got to do this kind of stuff instead of just like talking trash about each other and being obviously incredibly jealous of the star.
For the league entire. It be your own betraying you and stabbing you in the back. And then there are those who will virtue signal on your behalf, yet they themselves don't give a damn about you either.
It's like if you're a part of a pirate ship and you didn't like your job on that ship, so you busted a giant hole in the ship, you sunk it, you killed everybody, and then you're playing victim while the ship is sinking. Like, it's all because you made me clean the decks. You know, if you didn't make me clean the decks, we wouldn't have all died. It's like, dude, stop sabotaging everybody. Like you're sabotaging the whole product here.
I think women's sports should get paid more, get more recognition. What do you guys think?
For sure, like we deserve equality, so definitely should.
Equality is an equal opportunity. They have the equal opportunity. They have an entire basketball league that's tied to the NBA. Okay? That is equal opportunity right there. That's equal rights. Now they just have to figure out a way to make it profitable so they can get paid more. Damn, how simple is this? Does anybody else out there understand basic economics?
Speaking of women's sports, can you name any WNBA teams?
Nope.
Women's sports just like don't get as much publicity or as much attention.
That's sad, man. Phoenix Mercury, Indiana Fever. Boom, there's two. I don't. I'm a dude.
Men's sports.
What's the WNBA team that plays here in New York?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't even WNBA players?
No, I really don't.
Yeah. So they should make more money, but we don't support them. We don't support them, but the money should just fall out of the sky and they should be handed it. No, you have to go to the games and support them. They need your money. The money comes from the people, and if the people aren't giving the WNBA money, especially if women aren't showing up and doing it, then yeah, no, this ain't gonna happen. They're not gonna get paid more because y'all ain't shelling up your cash for it.
I mean, like, I know their faces, but I'm terrible with names.
We ain't never got to worry about a death note falling into your hands.
Straight up.
Do you think we should apply that to the NBA and the WNBA too?
They're both playing the same sport. Women are equal to men, so I don't see why not.
Guys don't know what to say right now. They're terrified. They're terrified of getting canceled. Hell, I'm low-key a little bit afraid of getting canceled here, even though I've made my message very clear. This isn't about gender. But things are so dicey right now that guys are terrified to talk about this kind of stuff.
Can you name any WNBA teams or WNBA players?
The New York Liberties.
That's right, yeah.
That's about as far as I'm going to go with WNBA.
Hey, better than
Can you
the
name
others.
at least like any players, any WNBA players?
Damn, and I know one. Off the top of the head, it's not going to come off.
So many individuals that don't practice what they preach.
Yep.
And then you've got Angel Reese over here promoting garbage gambling. I guess for some WNBA players, it doesn't matter where the money comes from, even if it's obtained by peddling addiction.
Hey, to be fair, everyone in sports, every YouTube channel, every podcast is promoting these gambling apps nowadays. So I've kind of just accepted it and gotten over it. I don't really like it, but it is what it is.
The deal the WNBA has with the Players Association expires at the end of this summer. They are going to go in negotiations for more money, and there could very well be a lockout. They'd only be locking themselves out.
They might have to take less in order to make the thing profitable. As crazy as it sounds, they might have to temporarily take a pay cut, or they might have to get rid of some jobs, do some layoffs or something to... They got $40 million to compensate for. And I don't know if there's going to be as much buzz next year as there was this year. Maybe. I hope so. But I don't know.
They have no leverage. They have no bargaining power. And even with Caitlin Clark's existence in the WNBA, it still isn't enough to generate the revenue they are seeking. Yet they want to continue to get angry and place blame on others for enacting their free will to not watch something they aren't interested in.
Straight up.
You can't do anything about that except make yourselves more interesting. But you won't do that either, because lowering the rim is misogynistic in nature. You're saying that women can't do the same thing as men. Even though you play with a smaller ball, even though your three-point line is shorter, your rosters are smaller, the court size is smaller, but the rim, you draw the line at the rim, whatever. They put up more numbers in delusion than they do on the court. If you're unwilling to help yourselves or do anything other than remain in the same rut you've been in your entire existence, don't expect anyone to feel sorry for you.
Damn.
I'd like to see them get paid more. There's plenty of NBA players that don't deserve their salaries.
For sure.
But at least they generate interest to be overpaid. You all generate rolling eyes and groans from the collective audience. I don't know what the future holds for the WNBA, but the end of the summer will be quite interesting. Tell me what you all think about this issue. Do you find anything I've said to be off base? Do you think the WNBA is only going to get better and better as time goes on? Or do you think this is something that NBA should do? They should foot the bill no matter what. Comment below, let me know. Like and subscribe if you are new. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see y'all later.
I was actually shocked when I found out. It was only about 2 years ago when I found out that the NBA has been footing the bill for the WNBA. it's really changed my perspective. At this point, I gotta say, like, any business that's failing, that's not making money, that's not in the profit, and you haven't been since, like, I think it was like 1992 or something, the WNBA came around. So that's like, what, at least 30 years. 30 years of a business not being profitable. I don't know what to say, guys. Any other business would have gone under at this point. So should the NBA be footing the bill? No, I really don't think so. Because any other sports league out there, think of like the XFL or like arena football or the Big Three basketball thing. All these businesses need to make a profit. If they don't, they no longer exist. And we've seen a lot of leagues come and go. So what's different about this other than the gender take? And that's why I keep coming back to it. Like, this has become a gender war instead of just looking at this as a business, which is what it is. And any other league that doesn't generate a profit for more than a couple of years ends up going under. So how about this league that's not generating profit for 30 years, and we're talking about paying them more only because of gender? I don't know, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's my view on it, and it's good to see Dynamo is right there as well, because it's just the obvious nature of economics and finance. So you're not making money, you got to find a way to make money, just like any other business. You got to find a way to make money, draw attention, whether it's positive or negative attention, whatever. I don't know, guys. It's like, would you respect me if I said it's bullshit that Mr. Beast makes all that money on YouTube? But I barely make a fraction of what Mr. Beast makes. I demand equal pay with Mr. Beast, and until I get that, I might not make any videos anymore. Y'all would laugh so hard at me. Be like, man, my crime's lost as shit, you know? Because that's a ridiculous statement. No, I don't deserve Mr. Beast money. Mr. Beast has built his platform and built his business up to be that profitable. I have not. Therefore, if I want to make more money on YouTube, I need to do something about it, you know? But complaining about it and demanding I get so-and-so's money is just, that's petty. That's just like, I don't even know. I can't even like fathom saying something like that about myself or my own endeavors. So the fact that, you know, these WNBA players are saying this drives me crazy. It just ain't it. Anyways, everyone, let me know what you guys thought. Listen, I am not a WNBA hater. I'm not a women's basketball hater. In fact, last year I was pretty entertained. So would I like to see it thrive? Hell yeah. But in order to thrive, they need to make some money. And that's the bottom line. So I hope they become profitable. And I hope they make money, because I think it's a cool sport. Now, if they're not, then they're not. And I think that's fair. I'm not rooting against them. But if you don't make money, then the business needs to shut down. They have to start up another women's basketball league that's not associated with the NBA at that point. And hopefully that thrives. And if it does, then it'll be like the ABA was for men's basketball back in the day. Well, back in the 70s. So if they become big enough, then it might become a WNBA situation. But first they need to prove themselves and make some money, get some eyes on them. All right, everyone, let me know what your thoughts are. I'll see you all in the comments. Dynamo, fantastic video as usual. I'll see you all in the comments. All right, everyone, like the video if you haven't done it yet. I appreciate it. And let's keep it pretty clean in the comments on this one. Just kind of a touchy subject. Just remember everything I said. Take the gender out of it, and just let's talk about this being a sports organization that's not profitable, that's losing money constantly. All right, everyone, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and I'll see you when we water, my friends.